So I'm Alissa Knight. I'm the writer-director of DarkOps. We produced it at Knight Studios. The co-producers are Tego Cyber, which is a threat correlation and threat hunting platform for your SIM.
So we know this is based on a true story. How did you kind of fill in those true stories and add in your own little punch and twist to it?
Right. So the mission behind Knight Studios is to bring industrial light and magic to cybersecurity. What we're doing is we're taking real companies' products, real companies, and we're weaving them into the story arc of the TV series. So instead of a company telling the market what their product does and how it works, we're telling the market why they need it, told through storytelling. DarkOps is very interesting. Reason, as you mentioned, it is based on a true story. Now, we did add in some things, obviously, for that Hollywood light and magic, but the entire screenplay itself is actually based on real events, actual people that happened, where a CEO of a company was going through a bitter divorce, was going through, a breakup of his marriage, and a nation-state actor, an advanced persistent threat actor, had targeted the CEO's wife in order to try and social engineer her into helping them hack into the company's network. So, and DarkOps is, if anyone has seen the series Criminal Minds, it was based on the FBI's Behavioral Analysis Unit, or BAU. Now, BAU within the FBI is broken up into different units. So there's BAU 1 through 5, I believe. Mm-hmm. This is BAU 2, and BAU 2 is focused on white-collar crime and cybercrime. So this story, this series, focuses on BAU 2 and follows their journey and going from a brand new team of people that are different personalities, different types of people put together in a small unit and are forced to work together and solve cases that each of them bring a particular subject matter expertise to.
It's absolutely incredible how you are putting those stories onto the big screen and portraying them with that Alissa Knight magic. And it's absolutely incredible to see your hard work kind of come to fruition.
Yeah, so I mean, you have to remember that, I have roughly 23 years of experience in cybersecurity as a recovering hacker. My story, I was arrested for hacking into a government network when I was 17, went to go work for the US intelligence community in cyber warfare. And so I feel like that experience as a hacker, I bring this realism to this TV series, realism to every franchise that we create, that radically changes how Hollywood portrays hackers and how Hollywood portrays hacking in general. And so I like to say, we have that Rami Malek sense of accuracy with cybersecurity and hacking, which is what made Mr. Robot such a popular series, is because of how technically accurate it was. And so we don't do any of that whole 3D cube, I'm hacking a password file, which isn't real. And we're really turning that upside down and turning it on its head and showing that Hollywood does understand hacking, it does understand cybersecurity, and it can tell those stories.
Wow, that is incredible to hear. So about DarkOps, how do you go about picking its cast? And I know it's a very big, important role that you need to fill those characters with the right people.
Right. So, just like how Marvel Universe continues to cast a lot of the same actors for its different franchises, we are doing the same. We have had the honor and the blessing of working with some incredibly talented actors. And so casting is actually pretty easy because we have this sort of Rolodex, if you will, of incredibly talented actors that we continue to reach out to and cast for every new franchise. Obviously, we want to try and change that up, bring in new villains, bring in new protagonists, antagonists, anti-heroes. But, casting is actually pretty simple because this is now what our fifth or sixth franchise. And so, we've built up a pretty good, repertoire, if you will, of incredibly talented people. And so I would say it's probably harder to find and recruit people on the production team than it is to find talented actors like Roxana, Paul Cervenka, Felix Murbach, TJ Wims, all of these, it's so, I've been blessed and being able to work with incredibly talented people, and we're just continuing to cast them on our new franchises while also sprinkling in newcomers. We just, our new Paul number 2, and some of the others, the new senators in this series are incredibly talented, and we're going to continue to work with moving forward.
That's incredible. And on that same note about your crew, how do you feel about your crew and how they've handled the pressure and the stressors of being on set and working directly with you and kind of fulfilling your vision out in the field?
So I've always lived my life by this quote, and the way it goes is, a great leader is surrounded by people that, when all is said and done, at the end of the day, they come together and say, we did it ourselves. I consider myself to be a servant leader. So I have an incredible crew, all, again, very talented and love their jobs. And so for me, I like to surround myself with smarter people than myself. In order to achieve great things. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've started and sold multiple companies. And the only reason behind my success is not because of me, but because of the people that I've had the honor of working with. It's really easy to lead when you have a team of leaders, right? And so I've always staffed my companies and my ventures with those same kind of people where, I see my job as a leader is to create other leaders, not create followers. And so, for me, my job, my 9-to-5 job is creating leaders, and hopefully one day ones that will replace me. But yeah, I feel like my success at Knight Studios has really been just finding people that are really good at what they do, really good at their job, but have awesome personalities. And, we've gone through turnover because I don't care how good someone is in their role. I don't care if they're the best person at that job. If people don't like them, if they're just a mean person, if they're a bully, if no one likes working with them, I'll fire them. They're gone the next day. I want to hire people that are nice, that care about what they're doing. There's this great story that I like to tell. 2 stonemasons were building a wall, right? Breaking their backs underneath the hot sun every single day, just building this wall, right? So, this guy walks up to one of the stonemasons, and the stonemason is like, hey, you know what? I'm out here just breaking my back, I'm building a wall, but the pay is good, and I'm out here, at the end of the day, I can go home, kick my feet up and relax, okay? I put up with it because of the pay, right? Then you walk a few feet down and you talk to the other stonemason, okay? The guy asks him, hey, what are you building? Guy says, I'm building a cathedral, right? The stonemason doesn't care about how much he's being paid. He doesn't care about working underneath the hot sun. He's out there because he's building a cathedral. The first stonemason said he was building a wall, but the second one said, hey, I'm building a cathedral, and one day my kids and my grandkids and my great-grandkids, they're going to be driving down the street and they're going to see this cathedral that I built. They're going to know that I did it. The second person, the second stonemason, is the kind of people that I like to work with. People that aren't there to collect the paycheck. They're there because they're building a cathedral, not a wall.
Because they believe in your work.
Yeah, they believe in it. They believe in what they're building. They believe in what they're making. Those are the kind of people that I want to work with and surround myself with.
Wow. And as we can tell so far that you've only surrounded yourself by those people, and it's shown in the work and in the production value and in everything.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I like to be that too.
Incredible. So back to DarkOps. What was the toughest part about filming DarkOps?
All of it. It was all tough and terrible. No. Okay, so honestly, I think it was the scene where we blew up Aaron, when we blew up Oliver. That one was difficult because, you know, there were so many things as a director that I need to think about, not only just production, but post-production. And a lot of people may not know this, but one common thing that's said in film is films aren't made in production, they're made in post-production. And so as a director, I need to be thinking about not only just what are we filming at that moment, but what do I need to be thinking about future Alissa? What is future Alissa going to wish that I did differently or changed or shot differently or, you know, grabbed a clean slate, because we're going to need to create with visual effects. We're going to need to create an IED exploding. What are those things that I need to think about that future Alissa is going to wish I did? Mm-hmm. So I think probably the scene of the IED when Oliver dies.
Wow. Yeah, because again, like you said, there's just so much to it after post-production that needs to go into it.
Right, exactly. There's just so many things to think about. I'm thinking about lighting, I'm thinking about camera, I'm thinking about sound. You know, recently our sound mixer, did a no-show in the middle of this project. And so, you know, I had to very quickly learn how to do sound mixing, production sound mixing. And so now not only am I having to deal with the job of directing, but also the job of doing sound mixing. And so, you know, for someone with ADD, that's a good thing, right? Because I'm thinking of all of these things all at once. But I think that's probably the most challenging.
Wow, that's incredible to hear. All right, and so any big surprises with these characters?
There's a huge twist coming. We're super excited about the rest of the season. We're super thankful to our co-producers, Tego Cyber, Shannon Wilkinson, Troy Wilkinson, just the Tego Cyber team. We're super excited about their technology and what they've built, and the fact that we're co-producing this show with them. There's a lot of exciting things coming, and I won't ruin it. I won't spoil the surprise. You'll have to wait for that. You'll have to wait. But I'm excited about the character development. I'm excited about just the incredibly, profoundly talented people that are in the cast working this franchise.
Wow, so big things to come. Big
things to
come from Night Studios.
Yeah.
What was your favorite scene to shoot out of all DarkOps?
Oh man. Okay, and the easy way out would be to agree with Roxy and be like, the private jet scene. I think we were all like babes in Toyland, like that more. Like we were all just wide-eyed and bushy-tailed and excited about that. Damn. I mean, I think every scene. I mean, I know that's a cop-out, but I think every scene was my favorite. The thing about it is, and I agree with Roxy when she said, you know, just every production seems to be getting better and better and better and more sophisticated. And, you know, we're acquiring newer technologies and new toys, you know, and that just make the production a lot more cinematic and filmic. I think for me, just and I hope the cast and the crew agrees, every new episode seems to be better than the last. And I think that is echoed in DarkOps. I think, you know, that's underscored there, and it's all of it's phenomenal. I mean, there isn't a single scene that I did not like where I could say that, you know, we didn't need to shoot that or it turned out horrible.
Yeah. So compared to the other shows that you've directed and wrote, where does DarkOps compare and rank in that list?
Oh man, the pressure. The pressure. There's all these people. What if I say ransom? No. Look, we love all of the companies that we co-produce these TV series with, and you know, like Conceal, love them. I love Gordon, Lawson, all of them. Love the Ransom franchise. Love Underdog Games. Love Heat. I can't, that's tough. I can't answer that. I would say all of them. Again, like all of them are great. You know, I think looking back, we can, there's a quote that, you know, people say is hindsight is 20/20, right? Looking backwards, there's a lot of things I would do differently with the previous franchises. There's scenes that I would do differently in Heat, in Underdog Games, in Ransom, but you can't do that. You can't look back, because I could spend all day, you know, in post-production re-releasing every previous episode, and then, you know, there's another quote, I'm an encyclopedia quote, don't make perfect the enemy of the good, right? So, you know, the point is that, you know, it's important that we just look forward and not backwards and try and make everything perfect, right? Because it doesn't need to be. I love that natural progression of the very first, and this is what's very special about today in this franchise and us shooting right now. We are exactly 1 year old. We started our first show in December of last year. So we're already 8 TV series in, 8 franchises in, and it's amazing to see how far the studio has come. We're launching our new TV network in January, so that's super exciting. And to see where we've come in such a short period of time it's amazing.
It's incredible.
It's
yeah,
incredible.
like the journey that you guys have been on in 1 year. The amount of productions that you've taken on, the amount of connections you've made has been incredible. And last day of filming Dark Ops, how was that wrapping today?
Oh, it was exciting to say wrap. This was 3 times longer filming, 3 times longer than any other show we've ever produced. So this was exciting.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Alissa. We appreciate your time.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.